Good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Vibe. I'm Yvonne Myles, the founder of Vibrantly Living You. And Vibrantly Living You is a health and wellness coaching movement that's dedicated to helping you claim health so vibrant, it's as though you're aging backwards. And we do this by empowering you to take steps to maybe lay aside some habits that might be leaving you not feeling quite your best, and instead understanding and adopting more positive lifestyle practices that will leave you feeling and living a life full of pulsating energy. Now, if you are new to the vibe, a quick description of what we do here, it's we show up on a regular basis to have a conversation so that we can bring you interesting insights and fascinating guests, speakers, experts in the field of health in their own area, all so that we can provide you that inspiration to empower you to have a life full of joy and purpose, and most importantly, health. We want to use all the tools at our disposal. So, yes, we talk about nutrition, and yes, we talk about movement, but we also talk about what's going on in your inner world and what's going on in your outer world and the environment and the people that you connect with. Really fascinating way that we've been doing this for the year is to focus on the chakra system and take a look at health through the lens of the chakra system. So let me tell you a little bit more about what the sixth chakra is. First of all, yes, it's located here between the two eyes, but think of it as everything between your ears. So it's your head, your brain, your nose, your nervous system, your sense organs, because that's how you're taking stock of the world, that unseen world, that inner world around you. And when we are focusing on ajna or mindful of the third eye chakra, what we know, it reminds us that there is this unseen world that we swim through and that we are a part of. When you're connected to your intuition, because that's a really, really big part of your sixth chakra of ajna. So when you're connected to it through intuition, then you have more tools for seeking health. You can use your imagination and your creativity about making the kinds of choices and stepping onto the life path that you want, that is going to bring you a greater sense of connectedness and purpose and joy. You start to trust it in your daily life and listen to the messages. But when you are not connected to your third eye chakra, or maybe it's just out of balance with your intellect, because that's the other part of what ajna is about, the executive function of the brain. But when you're too connected to the intellect and to the mental realm, then you may not listen. You may override messages from your intuition, and listen to your intellect only and what you can see and touch in the real world, even if maybe that's not in your best interest at the time. So you could be limiting yourself when you stay only in your mental realm. And I have to say, I'm guilty of that. I'm a planner and a doer, and I many times find myself very much stuck in my mental world and realm. That is why I'm just so excited to have a guest here who is very, very connected to the inner world, to intuition, to inner wisdom. And that's why I've invited her here today, all the way from Hamburg, Germany. I love it. Her name is Marit Mueller. So let me bring her on screen, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her. She's waiting there patiently for us. Here she is. Hello, Marit.
Hello, everyone. It's so lovely to be here. Thank you for inviting me to your community. I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about our listeners. Tell our listeners about you. Marit is the founder of Health and Soul, and she's the creator of the Greatness Program, all the way from Germany. She leads highly sensitive people to realize their life purpose and their right place in the world so that they can be in their full power and their full joy and their full health, while she's also supporting others meaningfully. Now, she calls her program, her coaching program, the Greatness Program, because she's observed that everyone who really does live into their life purpose and their full potential is simply great. I love the simplicity of that. It's just great. I bet it makes you feel great, and then you are great. So Marit is also a university teacher, a body therapist, and a coach. And through that, she's researched, done a lot of research about the connection between the soul, the spirit, about and thinking, feeling, and then physical body health. And in her own search for deep and ancient and inner wisdom, she's traveled the world and lived on 5 different continents. Marit has been a coach for highly sensitive people for more than a decade now, and she leads her clients to be aware of their inner wisdom and inner light and to be connected with their whole heart and their whole soul. She teaches how to differentiate between thinking, feeling, wishing, visualizing, and realizing intuitionally. So once again, Marit, welcome to the Vibe. I can't think of a better person to be here to help us unlock the
Thank you.
third
I
eye.
can't think of a better person to host it. Thank you for the beautiful work that you do, Yvonne.
Received. Received. So Marit, what inspired you to create the Greatness Program?
Well, many reasons. On the private level, I have been searching. I've always been a seeker, and have always been interested in ancient wisdom and in old knowledge about health. I was fascinated by other cultures, how they maintain and gain their health. So from early days on, I traveled, and that was one of the reasons why I traveled so many countries. I was searching for for this wisdom about life and health. And in my program, I combine this ancient knowledge of health and wisdom and life and power with the new scientific knowledge. And on the third part, with the coaching and training techniques to make it digestible and understandable in an easy way, because when we understand it, then we can let it down and feel it. And when we feel it, we can integrate it. And so we can, and when we integrate it, we can live it. And that's what I love about it, to live our greatness.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Was there anything in particular that uh, pushed you in that direction?
Yeah, as I said, I was seeking all my life, and I had never really found the right space. I had done interesting or really fascinating stuff, and travel the world, but I have never found my place where I had the feeling, okay, here it's my right place.
Yeah.
Here I'm at home. So I was searching, and this took a lot of my life energy. And this reduced my well-being, first on a mental and an emotional level, and then on a physical level. So I myself experienced a lot of sickness, serious sickness and illness. And until one of them was not recognized by the doctors soon enough. So I had a near-death experience. And this was the most beautiful 5 minutes of my life. I'm so grateful to have them, because then I was able to experience my soul without all the hassle and trouble and pain of earthly life that I experienced before. And when I was sent back, I had the very clear and deep knowledge. There is a reason why I'm sent back, and I do have a task. I do have a life purpose. And from this day on, when I then found out my life purpose, my feeling of my life switched completely from searching to I have found. I can relax and I can unfold. And now, for many years now, I'm completely healthy. I'm in my full power and joy. And I know that everybody can do it. Everybody can find their life purpose and switch their life from searching to being at home and being in your full light and radiance.
Thank you
And
for
this is
sharing
what I
that.
do.
Thank you for sharing that, especially something so profound as a near-death experience. And then to come back from that, you were very much swimming in the unseen world, really and truly. I want to acknowledge you for, first of all, sharing that, but then also having the courage to come back and fully embody that new wisdom, that newfound wisdom. I see you pulsating with vibrant energy. I've always felt that about you from the moment that I first met you, which has been almost 3 years, or just over 3 years now, if you can believe that. But I also celebrate that you are here to help people attain what you have attained without having to have a near-death experience. My gosh.
Exactly. So please don't try to have a near-death experience. It's not necessary to find your life purpose. There are other ways. And
Note to
what do I
self.
mean?
Note to self. I'm going to write that down on a sticky note. No
Yes,
need to
please.
have near-death experience. Okay. Yeah, captured. I love it. What is it that you love the most about what you do, about your work?
That it works. That what we promise to our clients, we keep. And we don't only keep this, we keep much more than that. Because from all my years working in the health branch and being a body therapist as well as a university teacher, so being on different levels of health, being there professionally, I found out one day that everyone who has a challenge on the intellectual or emotional or physical health level, they have one thing in common. They haven't quite found yet their life purpose. And once they do, they have the chance to realign their levels of being. Once they are on the right place, everything they do for their health, for their well-being, it is much easier and it carries fruit so much faster. That is what I noticed, and that's why I'm very thankful for leading the way to this common route so that everybody can find their right place and unfold.
Yeah. Okay. Can you tell us a little bit more, maybe specifically about how people benefit? I mean, what are the results that you have seen specifically in your clients when they go through your program? What's the end result for them?
Right. Let's start with the professional level. Some people are stuck in their profession. And they know they're very unhappy, their power decreases, but they can't find a way out. When they know their life purpose, they have the courage to step out and to go the new way. That's one thing. Or some people were searching still for the right professional place. And then they found it and they could put in all their energy for the right thing and not for the search anymore. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one level, finding the right profession that is according to our personality and talents. And so we can be with ease, we can be good and successful.
Mm-hmm.
Other levels are, is the love. If you don't love yourself, it's hard to find the right partner. So we lead people to not only find the right place in life, but also their true personality. It's like we lead them to discover their own gold. Do you see this as a gold horn?
Ooh, oh, hey.
And in our program, they can like swipe the dust and show and realize and live their true personality. So they are completely their own, authentically, and then they attract the right partner.
Mm.
And also when they, I have another model right here, when they look into that treasure box of their talents and all the skills they have, they can, it's all part of all our talents. Sorry for my English, got a little bit rustic. When we find the right place in life, then all our talents can flow into it. So we can live all our talents, and that makes it us easier and successful. So they find their talent, they find their health, and especially they find their connection to their heart, to their body, to their soul, and to their mind, to the stillness in their mind. A lot of clients come with a carousel, is that how you call it, of thoughts or destructive thoughts.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you can use that term, carousel. Yeah, actually, maybe it's the same thing. We might say a merry-go-round if you're constantly just going round and round with
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
thoughts. Yeah, but a
and
carousel is a merry-go-round. So
yeah.
carousel's just a fancier way of saying merry-go-round. So yeah.
All right.
That's a fancy topic. Yeah.
And
Okay.
what they find then is their clarity, yeah, and their going forward thoughts that leads their ways.
Mm-hmm.
And from, they come from heaviness, yeah, things
Yep.
seem to be heavy and difficult and always something wrong, and they have to fight into a life feeling where everything is easy and right and doors open up by themselves. And for them to be connected with their soul means also to be connected with their spirit, with their intuition, with their inner wisdom and inner vision.
That is a bunch of stuff you do for your clients. Um, what I heard you say was that as a result of going through your process and your program, people will end up feeling less stress because they're living in their authenticity. They feel that they're in the right place, they're in the right profession, they are in the right heart, so that they can attract the right partner if that is what is in store for them, and that they begin to live a life of ease. And when all of that happens, all the realms, we talk about them as realms in Nia, the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, that unique, that thing that makes you uniquely who you are all in alignment. And so therefore there's ease and joy and happiness. Yeah. That's,
Exactly.
yeah.
And for this, I even developed a model, if you want me to show it
Sure,
real
sure,
quick.
sure. Yes, yeah.
Imagine that you live, that's you, with a healthy life. Then you have a body realm, and then you have an emotional realm, the mind realm or intellectual realm, and the soul. And if they are all aligned, then you have naturally a lot of power and joy and health and light and easiness and lightness in your life, you name it, because it's our true nature. But the way most of our clients come to us, they don't really know if they have a soul or how to connect with it. All of them are basically disconnected, most of them, from their soul. Hence, in their thoughts, they are busy with completely different thoughts that have nothing to do with their soul. And often they choose professions that have nothing to do with their soul or feeling, so they don't even love their job. 80% of all German employees do not like to go to work on Monday mornings. So that's such a waste in energy and such a stress. Of course, it shows in our health. And then we have only a very, very little power and joy and health capability. And what we do is we reconnect, or we help our clients to reconnect to their soul and to their inner wisdom, and then align to their mind and feelings and body, and be in their full power. So that goes very well together with what you do.
Yes, it indeed it does. From the very beginning, when I decided to step into the world of being an entrepreneur or a health coach, it was all about having people fall in love with their bodies, but then to also fall in love with themselves by moving their bodies and opening up their mind to all these other things around. So I love how we're still sort of swimming in the same soup there as far as our businesses go. You said a couple of things I do want to reflect back on. You mentioned how in Germany, 80% of people do not like the job that they have to get up and go to on Monday mornings. And that is absolutely astounding. What we're seeing here in the US, especially or specifically because of the pandemic, certainly underlying social issues also played a part in this, but more and more people are saying, it's not that job you want me to do for you at such a low amount of pay, not worth it for me anymore. They're finding different ways. So there's a trend, I think, now for people to open up and become much more aligned. And certainly that we identify, especially in the United States, we identify so much of our personality with what we do. It's the first thing you ask somebody when you meet them, hello, how are you? Okay, it's the second thing you ask. What do you do? What's your job? Where's your place? How about that? Where's your place? And you're helping people find their place. Yeah.
Or what's your contribution to the world?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as though just being here isn't a contribution enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so many people I hear, say, I am enough. I don't have to prove to you anything else. I'm here. And so therefore I am enough. Of course, we want people to learn how to layer onto that so that there's that feeling of joy. That's really what it should be, about a feeling of joy that then leads you into, okay, well, then how am I going to direct my life force energy to help others or whatever? That's a whole nother discussion, not for today.
Yeah, just one more thing on it. We have this picture that we teach our clients, that they don't define themselves from what they do, but that they first define who they are in their true being. And then from this, they do. So it's the inside out principle instead of the other way around.
Say that again. You help people define themselves from?
Well, define who they really are in their true nature and soul, and who they are.
Who they are.
Then from this, from their true being.
From their true being. Yeah, their true being. Yeah.
Do to find their doing and not define themselves from what they do.
Yeah. Yeah,
First is the outside in principle, which doesn't help much. It's only a part. You never get whole, if you do this way. But if you go the inside out way, you're whole and you're powerful. powerful in what you are and do.
Yes. Yeah. I think one could say that the what you do, your profession, if you haven't done that inner work, it's like the armor on the outside. It's the outer shell, and you want to crack through that and get to, well, what's that true essence, that inner being, that true being. Yeah, that's cool. It's odd. As I was reading your introduction, where it says you're a highly sensitive person and you coach highly sensitive people, I made this quick connection in my mind between sensitivity and intuition. Ajna, the sixth chakra, third eye chakra, is so dependent on what we can sense as opposed to what we specifically see. And there's sensing, sensuousness, sensitivity, and that degree of sensitivity. And I just wanted to point that out. I love words. I love words. And speaking of words, I have been using these various terms, somewhat interchangeably. Intuition, 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 inner vision, inner wisdom. I've been using them kind of all the same, but do you see them as being separate, or would you say that they have each a separate definition?
Well, from how I see it, from a personal view, they are all interconnected. So intuition is well connected with inner wisdom and with inner vision. But I do see little differences. For me, intuition is something that I open up to, and that like comes into me or into the space when I'm coaching, or yeah, it comes, yeah, and I can see it, yeah, through my inner eyes. And most of the times it's things that I actually couldn't know, that I know something from my coachee, from my client, that is really, really important in this moment for his transformation, but which he has never told me. Yeah. So that to me is intuition. And I have quite a few friends who are psychic, and for me, being psychic is like intuition, 10 times intuition or 100 times intuition. Yeah. And every single person has intuition. We're just born with it. But either we close up our inner view and say, it can't be right, because our intellect can't say why we know it or why it is there, or we open up to it. And we encourage everyone to open up to their intuition, because it's such a beautiful realm and such a true realm to guide us and others. For me, inner wisdom is all the inner knowledge and all the wisdom that I gained in this life, that I collected by my own experience, or that I was told, like when I lived with Native Americans or Aborigines, or in Nepal in the Himalayas. So that is their wisdom that I allowed to like save on my computer, on my inner computer. Yeah. And that's the wisdom that when I'm in touch with it, it comes in the right time, the right wisdom or knowledge. And inner vision for me is very connected with my soul. So when I know my inner vision, then I know what my soul came for. I know my purpose. I know my why in this world, and how my soul wants to live it in this life on earth. So that's my inner vision of how how I live my life purpose. That is my understanding of it, and certainly not the it's part of what it means.
That is a very clear description, and I thank you for clarifying that. It sounds like the root of it all is first being willing to open up to your intuition, to be able to open up to it. So how do you get people that you work with to first recognize their intuition, and then secondly to trust it?
Mm, by by cherishing every moment when intuition comes in, so they can notice that it comes in, that they can feel what's the difference, yeah, by the of information I was given by intuition, and to the what's the difference to the piece of information I was given by my intellect or emotional level, so they can feel and notice the difference. One easy way to distinguish is that if it's logic or not, yeah, or was I told this information by anyone anytime, and if not, then we can be sure it comes in by intuition. And the beauty of intuition is that it's so much more true from my experience than things that our intellect creates, because our intellect, the way our brain works, is it changes information later on. Yeah. And so it's only part of the truth. And intuition is always truthful, and it's beautiful, and it's light. And you can feel it in a different way in your body when you open up to sensing it. So you can school yourself by practicing your intuition. Does it answer your question?
Yeah, as you were going through that, I was thinking of, sometimes there's this phrase about read the room, like pay attention to the energy if you're coming into a room in the circumstance. For instance, if you want to make sure that you are not misrepresenting what's happening in the moment or misinterpreting what's happening in the moment, then there's that phrase, read the room, which I think is all about, step back from your intellect and just be present in the moment, and
Yes.
and let your senses or the intuition give you information that your logic will not could not possibly give you in
Yeah.
the moment.
And intuitional information resonates differently in our body. So that's why I love the work that you do, because you school your body awareness, and you can use your body awareness by finding and trusting your intuition, because it feels differently in our body and in our heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I experience that often when I'm teaching a Nia class or dancing in a Nia class. Some new insight drops in, and I know that's spirit, that's intuition, and it may tell me something different about my body or about my life, or create a connection. That's why I love coming out here on such a regular basis on the Vibe, and these new ideas suddenly connect up differently that have just, they've been out here just separately or never considered before, and then boom, a new insight, or I would like to think of that as being the beginning of intuition. So I'm curious, you sometimes take your clients through a meditation, is that correct? Is that to help them find or begin to recognize intuition?
Yes, and more, it connects them with their soul and their inner space and their inner light. So, and the inner light tells us our inner vision. Yeah. So what our soul wants to bring in this world, our life purpose. So, well, if you want, I can lead the meditation. So you can just try it, how it works for
Sure.
you, and you can repeat it whenever
Sure.
you want.
We have about 10 minutes. Can we do it in about 10 minutes? Is that
Okay,
possible?
I try so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Or
we can try some. Yeah,
tell me what I need to do. Actually, I'm going to take this off.
right.
Yeah. So,
I'll lead you to everything that you need to do. I'm going to do the first bit very briefly because I know you're well connected. So we can go to the inner space and inner light part.
okay.
And just one note before, if you don't see or hear or feel anything, it's fine. That doesn't mean that you don't have an inner light or inner wisdom or a soul. Completely not. It just means it's not the right time for you, for your soul to tell you the message.
Okay.
Yeah. So enjoy diving in. It's an honor to lead you through this meditation. When you're ready, close your eyes and feel at home in your body. Feel connected to your whole body and feel the center of your body, your heart, your fourth chakra. Feel how everything flows in your body vibrantly, how life is flowing in your body. And then feel your feet on the ground and feel how you are connected to Mother Earth. You have like energetic roots that connect you to Mother Earth. And they go deeper and deeper to the center of the earth. And they give you so much security and anchor. And Mother Earth nourishes you with everything she's got. Take in her energy, her loving, nourishing, strengthening energy through your energetic roots, through your feet, into your body, and let it fill every single cell from your feet up to your head. And while Mother Earth's energy is continuing to flow into you, feel your connection to above, from your head upwards to your soul, to your star, and to the whole universe. You are such a beautiful part of the universe. And your star is glowing so bright. Let your light, your beautiful white golden light of your star and your soul flow into your body and fulfill every cell. Feel how your soul is inside yourself. Feel connected to above, to below, to your inside, to your heart, to your soul, to your body, all at the same time. And then feel your heart, your energetic heart, your fourth chakra. And feel the love that you have there, radiating to the inside. Feel your self-love, and to the outside. And from here, go and find your inner space. Feel, where is your inner space? Is it in your heart or in your solar plexus or in your stomach or belly? Find your inner space. And when you find it, imagine it's like a room or even a house, yeah, where you can get inside through a door or a gate. Open up the door or the gate, and with the astonishment of a little child that sees everything without judging, look around in your inner space. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? Be open to everything with your sense. Feel the joy of discovering this beautiful space inside yourself. And when you see something, that means that somewhere in this space there is a light. Find that light. And it doesn't matter what kind of light it is, a candle, a light bulb, a lamp, or whatever it is. Just find the light. And feel your love to that light. Build up a heart connection to that light. Greet it lovingly. And ask it if you can step a little closer. And if it says yes, go a little closer. And then observe, what kind of shape does it have? What kind of color? Is the color changing? Is the shape changing? Everything is fine. You don't have to do anything. Just notice, observe, just sense. And notice how you feel looking at your light. And listen to your inner light. Maybe it's telling you something. Maybe whispering. Just be there and observe your light. Feel the love for this light. And feel the joy about seeing it right now. And feel your inner gratitude that it is there, that you have an inner light. And now, trust that you can come back here into your inner space, to your inner light, anytime you want, because it's always inside of you. And with this feeling of trust, because it's there naturally, and with the feeling of love connection and the joy and the gratitude, take 3 more deep breaths and come back with your awareness in your room that you're sitting in our shared space right now, while you stay connected with your inner space. And whenever you're ready, open up your eyes. How do you feel, Yvonne?
Oh, Marit, that was deeply satisfying and enriching. Mm. Yeah. What a gift. What a gift, and just what I needed today, this morning. Mm,
Wonderful.
yeah, just what I needed. Yeah. The first of all, your voice is so inviting
Thank you.
and so easy to follow. I appreciated the imagery. It was easy to connect to the cues that you presented. I had I've done many meditations, guided meditations, and what I appreciated about this one was a, a guided meditation with a purpose toward the end. It wasn't just about breathing. We didn't spend a whole lot of time focusing on breath. There was a purpose, there was a journey that I was being led through. Some of the firsts for me were when you spoke about Mother Earth nurturing us. I had this concept of this idea of connecting that to a blueberry that I ate this morning. Well, I ate several blueberries, and how much I love the tanginess of them and the slight sweetness. And I used that symbolically to represent the way Mother Earth nurtures us. So it became very, very real instead of just, yeah, yes, Mother Earth, my roots are deep down and all that. And so when you invited me to express gratitude in all of my cells, I was thinking of that blueberry providing energy to all of my cells. So that was really cool. And then the other was I'm not quite sure what the prompt was, but at one point, as I started to experience my spirit, which in a way has always been very conceptual in a meditation, I actually felt it swirling around inside of me like my body was a vessel, a glass jar or something like that. Maybe not glass, but that it had just had this swirling manifestation from head to toe, so that I felt alive as spirit within the boundaries of my physical body. So that was a first for me in all of the meditating that I've done or not done through my life, is to have that sensation. I also truly appreciated the doorway, the inner chamber that you invited us to locate in the body, and I came up with mine. Then the light and the inner light, and stepping closer to it without necessarily needing to receive anything from it, but just to know that it was there. It was so intimate, that light, that vibration, that energy, that the heat of it was just, it was so inviting and so energetic. And I felt that is my light. It's mine and only mine, and I get to have a relationship with it. Even as this meditation is coming to an end, I get to re-enter that special chamber whenever I want to, and just sit in awe of that light and allow it to speak to me. What a gift, Marit. Thank you. What a
Thank
gift.
you for sharing with us what you experienced. And may I ask you what your light looked like? Do you want to share it? I ask because everybody's light looks different, and
Mm,
everybody's inner space is different.
mm,
And from the way it looks, it's telling us something.
mm.
So maybe you want to share or not.
It's very similar to maybe a sun or a moon. Actually, it was almost like this, except three-dimensional, glowing, pulsating, like my eye, my like the orb of an eye, but without the iris, just the orb of the eye, kind of like the very center of my mandala back there, but just just warm and inviting. And it was huge compared to me, so it wasn't just this little thing I was looking at. It was you know this big.
And what
Yeah.
color?
White, white to ebony, colored. Yeah. So cream. There we go. Cream colored. It's more of a cream colored light, not bright white, but cream colored light. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And when I lead this meditation with my clients, I then go into the intuitional interpretation, because the cream color means something to you. And I would then go on and ask, what does the color mean? And how did you feel, yeah, watching it? And what does the shape mean? And this, and so on. And it's so, I just love this work. And there's so much intuitional work in it, to interpret and really understand what you experience. It's not a knowledge, it's an experience, what you just had. And yeah,
Yeah. Well,
so
I can see you get as much out of it as your clients do.
sure do.
And I'll just say to anybody who is watching this, either in the Facebook group now live or catching the replay, go ahead, if as you watch through this visualization with Marit, go ahead and maybe give a heart or a thumbs up, or maybe a word or two. Tell us what your light looked like, if you're willing to share, just to add some add some little spice in there, so that we know that you received it. As always, I invite you to connect with me if you want to discover what it is that you really desire for your health, what's blocking you from stepping into vibrant health and empowering yourself for vibrant energy. And do that through, I invite you through a complimentary Vibrant for Life breakthrough session. It's complimentary. You can find a link to sign up on my website at thelivingyou, that's the letter u.com, thelivingyou.com. Obviously, there's the www in front of it. And sign up for a Vibrant for Life breakthrough session, and let's get to know each other and see if there's something I can offer you that might get you one step closer to living into your vision of yourself for health. I'd be delighted to have that opportunity with you. Last little bit, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. We are going to start bringing the chakra series to an end by focusing next on the crown chakra. I am absolutely excited to bring on a very talented yoga teacher who has been guiding me into greater levels of health for the last few years. Her name is Jessica Garcia, and she will be our guest here. And we're going to explore the crown chakra, and we might actually do a little bit of yoga. So if you want to get your body moving, then hop in, keep your eyes glued. Look for information on Vibrantly Living You, our Facebook page, but also Vibrantly Yours, our private group. Oh my gosh, that brings us to an end. Marit, once again, I feel so blessed, so honored that that I met you in the very first place, that I met you. And I so appreciate you bringing your wisdom here to the vibe.
Thank you so much, dear Yvonne. It's the same here. I'm so happy that we met, and that the way we keep in touch. And thank you for the beautiful work that you do, in order for people to live their health, and yeah, in my words, to let their light shine.
Yes.
It's been such a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much
You're
for.
so welcome. You're so welcome. And I love how you said, let the light shine, especially with the inner, the third eye chakra. Let the light shine. So everybody, let your life shine. Let your light shine for the rest of this week and into our next episode. And remember that a vibrant life is yours for the taking. Bye, everybody.